They're not running a jungle Shen, so they're not worried about Kurt maybe loading up that taunt right away. And then, of course, they also have the fear if they want to take that, or maybe the Crow Storm would actually be, or not the Crow Storm, the Dark Wind would be better off of Jerry on his Fiddlesticks. But, Lemondogs, they have a lot of upfront damage, but, the way the teams are setting up, not going to really see anything.
Oh, I'm not too sure. You say that, and it looked like they were about to go in. We're looking at a crowd shot, though, as they were about to go in. They just decide not to show it. It'd be good to see the game on the screen, guys, because they did go aggressive, and instead they back away because they saw a ward. But it was good to see Jerry there for a lot while.
Yeah, handsome guy. But they forced 0-0 to take his E, his Lightning Rush, so obviously he won't be able to harass as well in lane, depending on where he exactly goes, which at this rate, it might be middle. No, there's always potential when you're on the red side to go bot lane with a Karthus if you take your blue buff right away, which with the way they're going, they might potentially want to do it, or they're just kind of scouting out. But of course, the double golems, which we are on patch 3.7, we're seeing on your screen, that will be gone next patch, which is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely going to change up the way, and honestly, maybe change the advantage that the blue side supposedly has.
Yeah, like statistically, it's like 51-49 or something.
It's so close, yeah, it's really nothing between them. But we do see, of course, look at 0-0 taking down the Wolves. It does mean we're going to have lane switches. You can tell we do have the Caitlyn and Nami in the top lane, but they're going for a bit of a late invade here in towards the blue, so it'd be great to look at the other blue area. We can see Aranea and Kurt there. We will Failure and Dexter coming in. It's going to have him coming in, and he does manage to come in, gets the smite down, hit and run from Dexter.
Oh, that's going to feel so bad for Aranea when he started at the blue, and we know how well Aranea can control buffs here, but so perfectly well played out of Dexter, was forced to use that smite, but obviously he has consumed, he should be able to take his red and just pretty much get around the map and gank.
And they both went for the smite as well, so it's simply a case of Aranea not quite judging it right. Look, you see he used his smite early on there, so instead, double smites both used. He's not going to have it available for the red just yet either, so that's really going to set him behind early on.
Yeah, and if we could take a look at mid lane actually real quick, we see that Nukeduck did pick up his own blue right away off the bat, so he's going to be harassing Frontlord quite well, but as we're looking at Zorozo in that bottom lane, 1v2 here, and Kennen, he has a tough time, but obviously that range is going to help out quite a bit, not to mention that cloth armor 5 pots that he's running.
Yeah, so that's going to cause a lot of problems. He still have this triple stack in the top lane as well. 0-0 meanwhile is getting pressured in the bottom, but Kerp has got to have a wave of people coming at him. Dexter, you can see double buffed up there. They're keeping the pressure on. I think they're going to go for that early rush turret.
We did see it yesterday, actually, with Ultimate versus Evil Geniuses. They took that top turret against Wicked on his rise very early on, and we do have Bloodwell already leveled up for Dexter, so it is very possible. And right now, RNA is not in the vicinity to help out, so this could be the first turret.
Yeah, you can see that Kerp's already backed away from this one, doesn't really want a part of this fight. Instead, they're just going to farm out the wave in between. Dexter completely zoning him out there, and they're just going to keep him bullied well away from this turret.
Actually, I like this play of Lemondogs because they realized, we talked about them versus Evil Geniuses yesterday where Kurt got the 1v3 and got the first blood off of that. So they're really pressuring him quite heavily early on, and they're trying to make him not a threat as the game's going to go on. And with the zoning power, he's going to be stuck at level 2 while his counterparts in the top lane are going to be level 3 at this point.
Yeah, it's forced Aranea to come around. Kurt comes around, gets spotted by that ward, and they're just completely zoning him out. So this is actually causing problems for both Kurt and Aranea right now. And Alternate are definitely up against it, but they are putting a lot of pressure on this bottom turret. You can see it's already down to a third health, so Jerry and Creaton trying to relieve some of that pressure from the top lane.
And you can see on your minimap right now that actually Kurt, he ditched the top lane and he wanted to go middle and go for a gank potentially here, just because he knew, like, there's no way I'm going to get anything here. I might as well try to help out some other lanes, but Nukeduck smartly backs away, and it is completely fine. And also, they should be able to get the turret here on this next wave, if not the one after that. And so in the meantime, Lemondogs are just killing off all that farm. They're not even trying to take the turret yet, as you see him farming between the 2 turrets still on the top lane.
Well, the creep wave's doing it for him. It's actually taking the turret down just as much as Zoro, but he's in trouble because it's going to be a 3-man stack down the bottom. It is going to be Aranea on him. Is there going to be enough damage coming out from him? That's going to be the turret going down. There's first blood from Creaton. So it's a turret and a kill for Alternate.
You really got to give Aranea credit on that one, considering he got really denied early on, losing that blue buff, but then coming around bottom, picking up that, or helping pick up that first blood. They're going to pretty much cancel out in terms of turrets. So the whole top lane thing that just happened in terms of, Nunu sticking around so long is actually going to hurt them out quite a bit in terms of levels.
Well, we do know that Kerp has not been taking too much experience, of course. The fact that they did have to go for it, so there's the other turret falling as well. So both, it's a 1-for-1 turret. For Lord actually getting caught by the wall of pain there. Kerp is going to be there to support him, to protect him away from Dexter. and he still doesn't want to back away from this one. So let's have a look across the map. Still very even, and that's just a turret apiece down the bottom. We do have the duo lane backing away, so we're going to see where they're going to stack in.
But the problem is the dual lane of Lemondogs isn't backing away. Well, as I say that, they start doing it on the mini-map, but they were being very aggressive on that second turret, and I was really curious if they were going to commit to keep pushing it or not. And it looks like they're actually not going to go for a lane swap, though I would assume they will do that eventually, and 0-0 will get that 1v1 against an already crippled Kerp.
Jerry's going to get spotted out by that ward in the river. Nuke wasn't falling for that one. His blue buff has worn off now. Of course, remember, he did go for that one early on. So we'll see whether also Lemondogs do go for that invade again. See whether they can try and get that steal on the blue buff. They're going to have the timer on it, of course. Jerry hanging around down bottom. And look at Lemondogs. They're maybe going to push straight for Dragon here.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually looking at it and I was like, Ultimate has kind of the advantage here because Kerp's going to be in the top lane split pushing, and you already have the bottom turret down, but Lemondogs, they are going for Dragon here. They're staying on top of Pink Ward, but the members of Ultimate are kind of closed in here, and they're going to try to stop this.
Lemondogs all over the Dragon right now. Aranea is close by, and you can see the fear also coming out from J-Ree. He really wants to get in for this one. Hail of Arrow lands right across, and that's going to slow them. So they have two members of Lemondogs stuck in there. They're going to go piling in for Dexter. They do manage to get the smite. So Aranea that gets in. There's the piercing arrow. Nuke Duck's also going to go down as well. So it's a 3 for 0 here. 2 for 0, sorry. Aranea back on towards We Will Fail. He's forced to flash. He's only gone into the Dragon Pit. He's completely pinned out here. 0-0 is going to be the target. They're going to try and get on towards him. Aranea taken down very low. And J-Ree just draining him down. Can he do enough to get away from this one? Yes, he does. Pharrell though taken very low by Tabs. One shot will finish him off. It's a 2 for 1 in the Dragon Pit.
And that whole play by Alternate was just so well done in terms of getting in there, killing Dexter, and then stealing the Dragon away. And you got to give Jerry credit on that Fiddlesticks. The fear, the silences were so strong. And unluckily for Lemondogs, 0-0 was not level 6 yet, so you didn't have that ultimate available. And in the meantime, Lemondogs are going to push the middle turret here. It's relatively healthy, but if no one gets there quick, they could probably get that.
0-0 also very low. He's backing away down the bottom though. Doesn't want to stick around. 3 members of Alternate were down there. Dexter just covering off against Kerp, making sure he doesn't get it. But look at Kerp. He's already back to level 5. So all of that zonal play they did has backfired a little bit by Lemondogs. They're 1,000 gold behind because of that Dragon going down. Tabs and We Will Fail trying to keep this pressure on this mid lane turret. But Pharrell coming back in Orianna. It's a very good wave clear at Orianna. He's going to have no problems defending this turret off. And you can see it forces them to back off and buy.
And he should be able to get his blue buff on top of this really soon, since obviously it is up right now, and that will help out the wave clear a little bit more. And you know, you mentioned Kerp was in the top lane, now level 5, and it's kind of funny that Lemondogs, they applied all that pressure top lane, farming in between turrets, and yet because of that one fight, which was a 4v5 in the end in favor of Lemondogs, Kerp is now caught up in levels and pretty much almost even in CS to his counterpart 0-0.
The first time Alternate do get their blue buff as well. We do see the AD carries, the difference between them. Bilgewater Cutlass the pickaxe as well. So obviously Infinity Edge being rushed by Tabs. Meanwhile, Blade the Rune King being pushed for Creaton. And
the thing is, Creaton has 3 kills now under his belt because of that last fight, and because the first blood he got earlier, not to mention the Dragon money. So he's very far ahead at this point. And a Caitlyn, you know, we know Tabs is fantastic Caitlyn. He played it constantly during the promotion series, but he should be farther ahead than this, than his counterpart. And you know, also they're going to pretty much make them pay for that. The ultimates that they're going to use together in combo are going to really tear apart Lemondogs.
Well, you can see, I mean, it's an 800 gold lead already. He's got over and just coming up to 9 minutes gone. So that's a pretty beefy lead between the two AD carries. The mid laners, of course, they've been fairly passive in their play because they've just been farming while the rest of the chaos happens around them on that map. We're also seeing Kerp, he's stacking towards, maybe a Warmog's going to come out from him. We'll see which way he goes with that one. Tabs back in that mid lane, has to get out the shockwave, use the 90 caliber net to get out of that. Very well played.
Yeah, very well played, and that's just Tabs. I mean, he's an experienced mid laner, he's an experienced AD carry now, and Kerp's taking a little bit of damage from 0-0, but the thing is, like, the pressure he's going to apply throughout this game in terms of him being able to get around the map with his ultimate, and the person you're going to have to send against him will most likely be 0-0, because you need someone with a stun to stop him getting into those fights. But it's just really going to hurt Lemondogs. They need to kind of answer this somewhat, and it looks like they might have it in terms of just pushing middle here.
Well, 0-0, you can see again, he's going to have Aranea coming back around the side of him on this top lane. They are going to try and pin him in. This time around, he's going to manage to get the stun on towards Kerp. Is that going to be enough to slow him down? Uses the lightning surge. Ultimate comes out. Aranea does manage to get him stunned down there. 0-0 has to use his whatever he can to try and get out of this one. Flashes in towards the tri-bush, but there is a ward there. He's going to get spotted out. We were failing with the wave. It is going to interrupt him, and he does get away. Very well played from Lemondogs.
Phenomenal play from both teams as well, because Aranea, the ultimate to get ahead of 0-0, and then the knockback with his E just kept him there, but a fantastic flash, and then that Nami disengage out of We Will Failure was just phenomenal. And that's the strength of both teams here, and a great escape. You have to give it to Zoro considering that RNA had red buff.
And you know, it's funny to say that these are two new teams, but they are playing so well experienced here. Clearly they are very well practiced, and it's something that the new teams have done. They seem to have much more passion than the current teams that are in there. They've really worked themselves hard to get in towards this LCS, and they want to make sure they make the most of it.
Yeah, we talked about it last night with a couple of the players, and just in terms of, like, you know, practice schedules, where the new teams, they want to prove something, and they practice like crazy over these past couple of weeks. And the other teams, we might have said, might take it so seriously, but the Shockwave lands on We Will Fail It.
Shockwave does pull him in, but it's not putting the damage down because Lord's still really lacking in that ability power. Meanwhile, down the bottom, we're going to get a Crow Storm on towards Nuke. He gets exhausted, he gets dropped. Kraton picks up the kill there. He's going to get away from it. Requiem is available, but he's not going to bother using it because there's no chance of a kill.
That support Fiddlesticks, so frustrating to deal with. Just his base damage on that ultimate, which is why we've been seeing actually some tank Fiddlesticks come out of North America. But Jay Ree, I mean, he's playing his Fiddlesticks so perfectly right now, and he's only become more annoying as the game goes on. And Zoro, he's taking some good damage from Kurt, but I don't think he's too afraid really right now.
Well, Kurt's got the stun on him at the moment, so he's waiting for that to drop down, but he's going to back away. Zoro not really wanting to stand and bang with Kurt any longer. It does mean that Kurt's going to continue that free farm, and actually, you know, despite all the harassment, all the pressure they put on his top lane, he's actually now ahead of Zoro in terms of CS.
Yeah, and actually, I took a look at his items real quick, and I noticed he has a Hunting Guys and Boots, and it's obviously a really good build just to go for that penetration kind of thing on Kennen, but to me, he's going to need like a Zhonya's. Like right now, his you know, Nuke Duck on Karthus in the mid lane, he's going for the Rod of Ages. He's always going to be building a little bit tanky, but the Zhonya's, you're going to need it because you know you're going to be focused down quite easily. They don't really need to go for Nuke Duck right away, but we'll see how the team fights go because they still have a very strong composition for these fights.
Well, we'll see how it develops. There's the chain vest curve going towards that Sunfire Cape. That's fairly well expected. Standard split push in Shen. Lord, meanwhile, is keeping hold of this mid lane, keeping and zoned out Nuke Duck. And now RNA is going to come around and help him out there. They're going to try and put some pressure on that turret. They're not going to get too close to it though, because the wave flare from Nuke Duck is very strong.
Okay, so ultimate right now, they're trying to go for some turret pushing here, but they don't have their key ultimates up. Like, we're still missing Varus' ultimate, we're still missing Fiddlestick's ultimate, and of course, obviously on Lemondogs' side, they have everything available, so they're playing a little bit cautious here. Dragon should be coming up relatively soon, so they might want to go for that, you know, well, since they stole the last one, why not take it away yet again? But we might see that first big team fight really break out here with every member, because Kurt's still in the top lane, but this time he is level 7, so, or sorry, level 9, so he'll be able to get in this fight.
Yeah, he's got Stand United available. He will come straight down if he needs to. Tab's just going to clear that bottom wave and shove it along, get in preparation for Lemondogs to push on towards it. Where is RNA going? He's going behind enemy lines. He's coming around the backside of Nuke Dog. There's the Shockwave, flashes out of it. Just at the right moment, the rest of the team were coming around to support them. They now know that that ultimate of Orianna is down, and that puts them in a bad position for this next team fight.
Yeah, it was a smart play because they wanted to kill off Nuke Duck when they had a very easy chance to do it, when they had Lemondogs out of position, but still, just their presence is really making Lemondogs back away in the end, and for Lord, I think he's a little sad. He's like, come on, I just want to hit one ultimate here because people keep getting away from it, unfortunately.
But while this dance happens, while they keep going back and forward, Kurt is taking that top turret down without any issues. That is going to be the bottom turret going down. Tabs takes that one down. They're putting the pressure on the mid turret as well. Aronair is coming around. They're taking down this dragon right now. They're going to keep the pressure on the rest of Alternate coming around. It's going to be a 4-on-4 fight because Nuke Duck's not really in it. Aronair does manage to get his ultimate down, but the wave comes out from We Will Failure. He's really going to be the only target. There's going to be the absolute zero going off. Kurt comes around the side there. That's going to be Aronair down, so they're going to have to drop him down, but Zoro gets picked off without issues. Tab's taken very low. He's got nowhere to run here. Alternate are going to clap straight on towards him. They do manage to track him down with the ball. There's going to be the piercing arrow. Kurt comes in. It's a double go picked up for Lord, and now Dexter. He's not going to be able to escape. The rest of his team, Nuke Duck just off the side with that wall of pain, but the hail of arrows lands on Dexter, slows him down just a little bit. The blood boil going to help him try and escape from this one. He may well just be able to get away. Can Kraton get close to get those hail of arrows? I think he's got away, and that is a 2-for-1 to Alternate.
A 2-for-1 again on top of Dragon. Obviously it wasn't taken just yet, but Alternate so well played. And imagine how differently the fight would have gone if Lord's ultimate was up for that fight. It would have just been a slaughter for them. Unfortunately, didn't really get that off, but they're going to get a turret. They got 2 kills, and they're looking very healthy, and the ultimate does land
This
on
time the
Orianna.
shockwave there, and he hadn't got the flash available from the last time it was used. Kirp's going to try and dance away from this one. He's going to have Shadow Dash available to get away, but instead they're going to try and turn it around. They're going on towards Dexter. One more shot wouldn't be enough, but now Ferello might have been baited into this one. He's getting a lot of damage from Zora Zero on towards him. We will fail coming around. He's going to get caught out. He's getting too aggressive, but he's going to just swim away from that one. There's the ace in the hole coming out. Kirp manages to block it off.
And while this is happening, Ultimate was trying to go for a sneaky dragon here, but and then they're going to back it away, and Jerry's
going to go down. Zora Zero does manage to get the lightning surge on towards him. Neither team really in a position to fight for this one. Tabs, maybe if he used that Piltover, would have caught another one, and they do manage to defend the turret after all that.
So in the end, I believe, I believe in the end it was a 3 for 2 with Ultimate coming out ahead in that one, and they had to be a little bit careful there at the end. Nuke Duck was coming back up. He had his Ultimate available, but it looks like they will be conceding away here, potentially Dragon, though. I'm looking at it right now, RNA, he does have his Ultimate available in 20 seconds, but no, that's not going to last. It's a Nunu. You're not going to stop Nunu from taking that Dragon.
No, they're going to have to give up on this one, but that just means Lemondogs are going to close the gap. They were behind in the gold. It's just a 1,500 gold lead here, and both these teams are playing at a high caliber right now. RNA is going to try and take advantage and get around, steal off that red buff. There's a big wave that Kirp is clearing in that top lane. That's going to keep him separate. And look at the CS difference. It's starting to build quite heavily against Zora Zero, and you can see the gold difference is the same though right now, because of course Zora Zero did pick up 2 of those kills.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Kennen yesterday, and you can do extreme damage with them if you're ahead early on, but he's being held back a little bit, you know, in terms of CS, in terms of how the fights are going. So to me, he's going to play, I guess, a little bit more of a utility kind of, or kind of build where he'll just be acting as a stun bot, and then Nuke Duck will sit in the middle of them and be the real damage dealer for the team. But Kirp, like, they have to be very careful.
He's got straight on towards Zora Zero. Chain of Corruption goes down. He's going to be able to try and get out of this one. No, Creaton takes him down, no problem. That singular ward paying dividends that J-Reed put in that bush.
Yeah, great job. That's a fiddlesticks. As long as you're warding correctly, that fear, you're not going to be able to escape it, and you have to kind of get Merc Treads against it. But right now, I'm looking, who's going to get the Runic Bulwark on Alternate? It looks like RNA will be picking it up eventually, but still in the meantime, you're seeing Alternate be very aggressive. They're pushing the bottom lane together. Jerry and Cretan are holding hands, being buddies, sticking together, and it's working out really well right now.
And Ferellenlord and RNA are also pushing on towards that mid lane. He's going to keep the pressure on there. They're going to try and rotate round towards Nuke Duck. He's just having to defend this bottom wave all on his own right now. RNA and Ferellenlord are both coming in. You have J-Reed just off at that side, and you can see the damage that Creaton's already put down on towards that turret. He's got a creep wave coming in towards him. They're going to keep the pressure on while this is still happening. Kirp's still just off the side. He's got Stand United available if he needs to come in. But the Wall of Pain Nuke Duck is just going to clear that out with a Defile.
Yeah, luckily for them, they were able to get their own blue on a Nuke Duck, so the wave clear is going to be very strong with them. And also, they're still sticking around. They want to buy Kirp that time to go for the top turret. And Lemondogs, are they going to concede that top turret, or are they going to go for a 5-on-4 engage here and hope that Kirp doesn't get into the fight in time before they kill someone?
Well, the 5-man defense from Lemondogs. They're going to have to either deal with that split pushing Shen eventually, because he's just going to keep on shoving that top wave, take down those turrets and keep them pressure on. That's all Alternate want to do. They're quite happy to play this game and keep Lemondogs all in position at this bottom turret.
All right, looks like they're going to go for the engage, though.
They're going for Ferellenlord. He tries to flash out of the wave there. He stood on that one trap, and maybe that was enough to cause him out. RNA comes in, tries to see if they can bait them, but they're not going to go for it. They're happy to keep the split push going.
But that was a major ultimate down now for Lemondogs. If Alternate wants, they can engage on top of this turret because of that wave being down. Kirp's still pushing the top end right now, and it looks like Lemondogs will start chasing here.
They're going to keep on pushing them back, but that is the top turret down. Kirp is just going to keep on going in that top lane. Eventually, somebody will have to go towards that top lane to deal with him, because Alternate are happy to play this dance all day long against Lemondogs here. And you can see just off the side, RNA is desperately wanting to get across. He tries to come in towards Weaver Baylor, catches him out. There's going to be Chain of Corruption. Shockwave comes in, and that is Lemondogs dropping like flies right now. Dexter's going to get taken down. Zora Zero gets dropped. That's 4 down so far. Nuke Duck, the only man remaining. Jerry wanting to get straight in towards him, trying to get on towards him. Instead, they're going to go for the turret. Look at this. Kirp didn't even need to go. That was a 4v5. Kirp is still split pushing that top lane, and that is going to be another inner turret going down. They're going to keep the pressure on towards them.
That was just ridiculous. That's the 3,000 ELO shockwave we were talking about right there. Just catching them off guard. Arne coming in from the backside, so perfectly well done. And just like you said, Kirp, he's, guys, I want to fight. Why didn't you tell me to go in or something? But still, applying that pressure and Ultimate, they have a very healthy lead right now.
Absolutely, Sunfire Cape doing its work in that top lane. They're finally going to come across. It's going to be Nuke Duck that tries to prevent Kirp, but he's happy. He's going to back away. He's built up a massive chunk of farm over Zora Zero while that was all happening. And frankly put, Lemondogs, they're kind of a little bit short on strategy right now. Alternate are outplaying them across the map.
Yeah, one thing I actually really like seeing right now is out of Alternate side is that they've really punished We Will Failure quite a bit. If you look, he doesn't have any GP10, so all the wards he's putting down are coming right out of his pocket pretty much. He's not really getting that back too easily. And when you have a Fiddlesticks and a Hecarim, you have to be very careful. But you see a gank potentially going down middle. Tabs, he's just a little bit too quick, just able to back away there. But, you know, going back to what I was saying about wards, it's you have a Fiddlesticks, you have a Hecarim, you have to ward against that, but when you don't have that GP10, when you're forced to build, you know, a little bit tanky earlier on, you're going to have a tough time really defending against that, and that's how Ultra took advantage of that fight.
As you can see from Lemondogs, because they were held in that sustainable fight in that bottom lane, they've just got no wards across the map at all, whereas Alternate have full vision now, like you're saying. That top lane, Kerp, he's just got full coverage. He's going to be up that top lane all day long. Lemondogs are going to try and stack it towards this mid tower. They may be able to get on towards it, actually, but J-Ree's in there. They're going to keep the pressure on. Are they going to have enough to take the turret down? RNA is going to try and do what he can. The ball is there. If they want to pull the shockwave, he gets all 4 members in this time around. J-Ree comes around the side, but look at this coming from the river. It is going to be one more man. It's Kraton coming around, manages to get that chain of corruption off, hits on towards him. We Will Failure goes down. That's 3 dropping so far, and Lemondogs are going down once again. They're having all manner of problems. It's 15-5 in kills versus Alternate.
And that was pretty much a 3v5. I mean, Kerp, he ulted and gave the shield to RNA, but he went down right away, and now Kerp, I mean, he's just like, hey guys, I'm really tanky. I can face tank this turret all day. And they have Jerry even healing up a little bit, but also just played phenomenally.
To be honest, I think Kerp's like, hey guys, I am in this team, by the way. Do you want me to fight? Because it's been 4v5 from Alternate, and they're quite happily taking it to the Lemondogs right now. Lemondogs, who honestly looked invincible yesterday, they looked so strong, but Alternate, well, they took EG down in easy fashion, and now it's looking like they may well do the same to the Dogs.
Yeah, it looks like, and they're actually setting up for Dragon on top of this, so they didn't have, you know, a 10,000 gold lead almost. They're going to try to pick that one up as well. But Baron, you know, it could be a potential for either team to go for it. If Lemondogs goes for it, they're going to have to rush it down as quick as possible, but they don't really have that damage for that. And also, they're going to pick up this Dragon here, and no one at Lemondogs is in position. And you know, this all comes back to, unfortunately, for We Will Failure, where he wasn't able to get like a GP10, and the ward coverage he's been putting down has been insufficient at this point. And Alta's just taking advantage of every situation. Well, I mean, like you say, that's exactly why Kraton caught them off the side there.
Yeah.
You know, Frelon Ward ran aggressive. They were like, oh, we can fight this one. Oh, wait, there's a 7-1-7 AD carry coming up behind us that may actually rip us a new one. Tabs is just managed to pick up that red buff. They're not too worried about the red buff control because they have full control across the map. And look at the items they are stacking in there now. Infinity Edge just completed by Kraton, along with that Blade of the Rune King compared to just, oh, and a Giant Spell. Why not just get some hit points in there as well? Tabs, meanwhile, he's only got that Infinity Edge and the Zeal. But he luckily does, though, he has a Nunu on his team. So, I mean, that's going to make up for his damage that he's lacking, though. A Blade of the Rune King, when you already have the enemy team being very aggressive against you, he doesn't have to, you know, worry about walking away. He can attack whoever he wants. And then we even see the Runic Bulwark coming in being finished for Aranea. So they just have like the perfect item set up. They're headed items across the board, and it's pretty much their game to lose right now.
And you say the Runic Bulwark, well, it's completed for Alternate, but there's just no magic resist right now for Lemondogs. And that Orianna Ultimate, it's caught 4 of them twice in a row in those team fights. It's just shredded them.
It's coming. Look at Dexter's items.
It's coming.
It's getting there.
Yeah, but it might not even got the Aegis yet, let alone getting towards the Runic Bulwark. He's a long way off now, and Dexter's been hindered, and you can see that he's actually fell 2 levels behind Aranea. Meanwhile, all that split pushing that Kerp's doing, he's got 2 levels over Zora Zero, level 14, highest in the game right now. Kraton and Tabs are still equal in levels, but for Relnord now, he's up to level 14 as well. He's 2 levels over Nugo.
And look what they're doing. They're like, hey, Kerp, you know, you were top lane. We want some action there. And they send it down bottom. They're going for a 4-man push here. They have all their ultimates available, and they know that they still have flash down Zora Zero and even Tabs right now, so they can go for an engage very easily. Dexter's out of position right now, and also I'm not sure if they're going to go for a dive here or just kind of take the turret safely.
I'm not too sure if they're even going to be able to try and fight for this one, Lemondogs. They're just going to back away from it. There's the ball just slowly put towards Nuke's space. Wall of Pain does land quite well. They may well be able to defend it for one more time. We Will Failure thought about coming around the side. There's the shockwave. Nuke taken very low already. Piercing arrow from long range by Kraton. Snipes him down.
Wow, I thought Caitlyn was supposed to be the sniper here, dude. Jeez, but Kraton, just phenomenal play right there. And it looks like he's about to take this turn, and Kerp still didn't get in the fight because he wasn't needed. Pushing bot lane, he's going to get actually some damage onto the inhibitor turret. And Alternate just playing so well right now.
Kerp is just completely free farming. He's on this inhibitor turret, no problems at all. The rest of Lemondogs are trying to keep them at bay. Aranea is going to go in there. Remember, Shockwave is down. Aranea taking very low. He goes across. That's going to run with the Crow Storm. They haven't really really caught onto Lemondogs too well here, though. Lemondogs might be able to turn this one around because that tower's doing damage. Aranea taken very low. The turret might be able to get the kill. He doesn't quite. Sorry, Zero gets taken down. And once again, Lord picks up kill after kill. Tab's taken low. He's going to come across. Piercing arrows there. One more shot. It's going to be the hail of arrows that comes across. And that is Lemondogs going down once again. It's a 4 for 2. Kerp did manage to join the fight. Nuke Duck is back available, but that's an inhibitor turret down.
Oh, he might not be too safe here, Demon.
He might not be too safe. They're going to go across. Shadow Dash comes in, and that is a dead Nuke Duck. Is he going to try and pull the Requiem trigger? It's already been used. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the inhibitor going down.
I think he's trying to pull it again, though. Like, come on, they're so low right now. Like, it won't work. But, I mean, we saw in that fight, unfortunately, just what's been happening with Lemondogs, what Alternate's been doing. If you notice, Pierce Zero came across We Will Failure in the middle of that fight, and he dropped from about 100% to like 25% because he hasn't been able to buy anything except wards. And he's been really pressured to do that to really defend against his team. And Alternate, they already had a big lead, but it's getting even wider here. And it's just, how can Lemondogs deal with it?
This is a team, Alternate, right now that has executed 2 different strategies perfectly. It's not like they've used a gimmick to get in. They managed to use a completely different strategy to take down Evil Geniuses, and they did it in style. They're doing the same against Lemondogs, who looked invincible yesterday. They are just destroying them with the split push that Fnatic have been famed for.
They kind of actually even did 2 strategies here, where you saw Arne lose his blue buff right away, so it's like, what can I do to stop this? What can I do to counter this? Kerp, he got pressured out of lane really early on, had to back away from his first turret about 4 minutes in, but they changed it up. They tweaked it around a little bit. They made plays off of it, and Alternate, I mean, you might be able to say they're probably one of the best teams right now in EU LCS with the way they've been showing.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned, it shows that these teams that have put the work in, put the work ethics down to practice, the fact that Alternate have been going back and forward to their countries to do exams while they're practicing for this, shows how much they really wanted to get into this LCS and prove to the world that they are a strong team. Zoro might get caught out in the walls here. He's going to have to flash across. He's not got it available, though. He's going to get caught out. He could have flashed. He didn't go for it. Instead, he's just stuck around.
That fear and silence, he could not escape that
the shockwave lands and the Chain of Corruption backs it up. Tab gets caught out. Chain of Corruption still bouncing. We Will Fail a pin down this time. It's Lord that picks up another one. And look at Nuke Duck. He's just kept in position by that fear from J-Ree, and there's no escape. This time around, Alternate are going to push on. They have everything in their control. Super minions coming along the top wave. They're going to push through. They're surely going to take the game, and that's going to take Alternate to 2-0 to join the leaders in the top of the league in the European LCS.
So well played. I mean, you have to give it to Alternate. They just played phenomenally the entirety of the game. It's not like Lemondogs played bad in any sense. Their strategy worked out really early on, but they weren't able to turn anything off of that, and Alternate were able to take them out in all stops.
Fantastic performance, and well, once again, Lord is allowed the Orianna ball, and that ball delivery system has worked perfect. Some of those shockwaves